Hey, what's happening? It's been a little bit. So I'm sitting here having a little study session. Really good study session today for a couple hours about cardiovascular health. And I'm like, what is it? I'm like hungry. I need something. And I hadn't had breakfast, just a coffee. So whatever. I'm usually not really hungry for till lunchtime really. But I'm like, I just want some goddamn hard-boiled eggs. Now, I've been learning in my class, hard-boiled eggs, baby, that most food cravings actually come from nutrient deficiencies. So, obviously, I wanted to dig a little bit deeper, so I went into my classroom online and started, asking around about eggs. And, knowing what I know about eggs already, I know that I'm probably low in cholesterol and I'm probably low in choline. But come to find out, it could also be that I am low on sulfur, which egg yolks are a very good source of sulfur. So this got me thinking it'd be kind of cool to talk to you guys about cravings. Now, most people think they're just like, oh, like I had a craving, like whatever it is, like chocolate or coffee or, booze or, fatty foods, just to name a few. That, oh, it's just a craving. Like, so when it comes down to it, though, it's really your body's innate intelligence, like that takes you back thousands of years, telling you what you're deficient in. Like chocolate, for example. If you crave chocolate, you're normally deficient in magnesium. So, besides chocolate, you could try, some nuts or seeds or fruits that are strong or potent or contain magnesium, or supplement with magnesium. I use this stuff called Calm because it helps me sleep, and it's loaded with magnesium. It's actually kind of all it is. So listen, as you're coming on here, drop a line, tell me what you crave the most, or let's just say, tell me what's the last thing you had a craving for. Like, oh, last night I craved like French fries. Whatever it was, let me know. Maybe I can figure out what it might have been. But before I do that, let's talk about a couple of the, let's say, common food cravings. So I just talked about chocolate. Everybody knows people crave chocolate. So what else we got? We got sweets, right? Sweets are normally a deficiency in chromium, carbon, phosphorus, sulfur, or even tryptophan. So if you're craving just sweets in general, like I'm gonna call it candy or something, like you really you should just have some grapes, for or broccoli for the chromium, or maybe some chicken or some beef or some fish, some eggs for the phosphorus, or maybe some cheese or some lamb or some raisins or sweet potato for tryptophan. Notice I didn't say turkey for tryptophan because a lot of people mistake the amount of tryptophan that's in turkey because of Thanksgiving, when in reality we're overeating all those starchy carbs that we normally don't eat, and that's why we fall asleep. Yeah, sweet potatoes and spinach too have more tryptophan. What else is common, right? What else is common craving? A lot of people crave like bread or toast. That's usually a deficiency in nitrogen. So instead of bread, you can eat high protein foods like fish, meat, nuts, beans even. I crave coffee constantly. Coffee can be a few things. It can be phosphorus, sulfur, salt, or iron even. Like I said, I mentioned fatty foods before. Fatty foods are generally a deficiency in calcium. So believe it or not, instead of your fatty food, if you just had some broccoli, some kale, some turnip greens, then you'd probably be better off than eating the fatty food, assuming that it's not an avocado, but in which case, eat the fucking avocado because that's my fave. But yeah, and notice I didn't say like milk for calcium because it doesn't have as much calcium as broccoli. But again, if you see my ugly face across your timeline, just drop a comment, throw me a thumbs up, maybe tag a friend and ask them what they were craving. But more importantly, tell me what the last thing is or was that you craved. I don't care what it was. We can figure it out. It'll be awesome. You know what I mean? Let me give you a couple more before I sign off. I found it interesting that if you crave chewing ice, you are probably deficient in iron. Now, I've never craved chewing ice, but I have been diagnosed once or twice with an iron deficiency, which is strange because I'm a huge red meat eater. But we all know red meat. But if you're not a red meat person, have some seaweed, some greens, some black cherries. Also contains a good amount of iron. I mean, I got a whole list here. It's kind of cool. Salty foods, believe it or not, if you crave salt, which I put salt, I put salt in my water, so I don't usually have cravings for salt. But salty foods is usually a deficiency in chloride. And you can find chloride in raw goat milk, fish, and of course, unrefined sea salt that I put in my water for the electrolyte content. But hey,
Daddy,
hey buddy, what's up?
I can't find Bendy on my iPad.
Okay, bud, we're gonna go to Lowe's in like 2 minutes. I'm just gonna finish just talking to these people.
I'm not going to Lowe's.
All right, we gotta start our garden. It's gardening time. Hashtag dad life.
In April.
No, not in April. Yeah. So, what, bud? It's right here. Come here. You have to come say hi then. If you're gonna be bothering my video, you have to say hi. What do you want?
I want all SETV Bendy.
Yeah. This is why I don't do live videos anymore, but whatever. You know what? Let's pretend it's a live video. Okay, have fun. 5 more minutes. We're going to Lowe's. Anyways, something I found alarming. I was just looking at, cold drinks. If you crave cold drinks, you actually could, or probably in most cases do, have a deficiency in manganese, which is like it's a kind of an afterthought as far as nutrients are concerned, but it is kind of important. It's a trace mineral. Manganese, you can find manganese in walnuts, almonds, pecans, pineapples, and blueberries. So there's a few of the interesting ones that I wanted to talk about. Drop me a line, tell me what you're craving, and maybe next time we'll talk about I had a blood sugar video all prepared, and I was gonna come on and blah blah blah, but it's just a little bit too sciencey and geeky, and I'd rather just kind of talk about this stuff because this is the shit that we think about in real life, right? So anyways, drop me a comment, go like my YouTube page. I have no idea how to do YouTube, but I'm really trying, and yeah, keep rocking and rolling. Stay healthy, my friends.